Doesn't matter. All right, let's get right into this. I have a story to share with you that is causing outrage, kind of on the south part of the world in New Zealand and Australia. There's Air New Zealand it's a big airline down there, right? They've been in operation here for over 50 years, I think, at the very least. And they have a new policy. They're asking passengers to step on the scale before boarding the aircraft, right? And the reason why it's almost like there's like small private jets, but they're not, but weight is usually an issue on those like single engine Cessnas, right? I mean, that's the reason why I think Aaliyah died, is because she had too many luggages, or too many items of luggage on her plane, and it was too much weight and the plane went down. But for like a major like 747, I didn't know that this was going to be the case, but they are now implementing this and for international flights. So if you want to fly Air New Zealand, you're going to have to be a reasonable weight. And obviously fat people down under are a little upset by this, and rightfully so, I think. And I can tell you more about the story, or Rico and I could rap about it, because I took this information and I ran to ChatGPT and I said, come on, man, make me a song about this. Man. Yes. And it did. And this song is called Too Fat to Fly. You ready, Rico?
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
No beef.
What's up, man?
Why don't they let you on the plane, man?
Ugh, come on, man. It's because I got rolls.
Rolls?
Rolls. Check this out. I'm too fat to fly, that's what they say, but I won't let their judgments ruin my day. Gonna spread my wings, soar up in the sky, no scale can define me. I'm too fat to fly, that's what they say, but I won't let their judgments ruin my day. Gonna spread my wings, soar up in the sky, no scale can define me. I'm too fat to fly. Yeah, listen up, got a story to share about a situation that I think is just not fair. Air New Zealand's got us stepping on a scale, treating us like cargo, cause I don't eat kale.
Civil aviation say it's for safety's sake, weighing us like luggage. Man, give me a break. From Auckland to international flights, it's absurd. Till July 22nd, they're gonna flip the bird. We won't be defined by the numbers on a screen. We're beautiful, powerful, you know what I mean. It's time to unite, let our voices be heard. No more discrimination, it's time to flip the word.
Cause I'm too fat to fly, that's what they say, but I won't let their judgments ruin my day. Gonna spread my wings, soar up in the sky, no scale can define me. I'm too fat to fly, that's what they say, but I won't let their judgments ruin my day. Gonna spread my wings, soar up in the sky, no scale can define me. I'm too fat to fly. Air New Zealand, we demand a revolution, inclusivity and respect, that's the solution. No more body shaming, no more cruel games. We're taking control, we're breaking these chains.
Together we'll rise, reach new heights above, flying high, no judgment, just spreading the love. Too fat to fly, nah, that's just a lie. We're breaking barriers, we're touching the sky. We won't be defined by the numbers on a screen. We're beautiful, powerful, you know what I mean. It's time to unite, let our voices be heard. No more discrimination, it's time to flip the word.
Cause we're too fat to fly. There you go. That was our first take here live on the air. Too Fat to Fly, Rap GPT. We'll probably even do a remix a little bit later on in the program, but now you know everything you need to know about Air New Zealand. Let's hit the reset. Be back. And we're live here. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. And that, of course, was take one. We just played take two, so sorry. We doubled up on your Rap GPT this morning, or tripled up, if you will. And we're live. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
And everyone joining the stream. I'm seeing the comments. Keep them coming. We're going to have a good podcast broadcast today, as per usual. Our guest in studio later on will be a couple people from FC Tucson. Diego, our sales guy, does a terrible job at giving me any information whatsoever. So I'm still training the kid. But we're going to discover who they are. And we'll talk some football action here in like 9:30. I sent you an invite as well, Todd. So if you want to jump in on the stream, you can. We're going to get into our TMI top 5 in a little bit, do some teases. And also, I have some video to show you because we talked about that kid who jumped off the cruise ship. And I have to Google find that. But first, let's say hi to our friend Todd Marley. It's been a minute, Todd.
Hey, it's been a hot second. Somebody's got a hot mic in the studio.
Oh, goddamn.
Sounds like a laptop.
Rico,
open.
did you unmute it again? Oh, never mind. I got it. I got it. I got it. Don't up. Are you unmuting?
No, didn't touch anything.
What's your hand? Where's your hands?
What did you doing? Where are you?
All right,
Hands
keep 'em
up.
there.
Hands above the
All right.
table.
All right, we're back. Did we get a bunch of comments? Yeah, sounds like shit. And blah 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 blah. All right. Powers, I'll send you an invite too. Powers is super busy now. I just saw something he posted late last night. Well, when I say late last night, I'm talking like 4 a.m. This guy's I'm surprised you're up so early, Powers. But he is the artist of the month for Sokoko. I'll let Powers explain. But it's kind of a big deal. The comic book mobile is in full swing. So his crazy ass going to be dressed up in a 3-piece suit, sweating his balls off for the next month. Every weekend, Friday, Sunday, which I'm happy for him. Super busy. But I do need a project, Powers, because we've been doing the Rap GPT thing for a minute. And you've seen the AI art that Rico put together of him and myself. I need a good Rap GPT logo to throw up on the stream when we do these bits. I just thought about it this morning. So that would be awesome. You know what I mean? And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, let me pull up my Instagram. Because this is good. In fact, actually, I felt like I looked like Patrick from Squared Up Pizza, who I see on the stream as well. So good morning, Patrick. And I'm sure I got you back. But your pizza for the pizza throwdown was bomb, dude. It was phenomenal.
I'm jealous.
Yeah. I think the only reason why that you lost that competition, not lost it, but did not win it because Zio Pepe won, is because they used that Rustico birria. So it was a secret ingredient that gave them an unfair advantage because they literally had the best birria in town. And then they threw it on their pizza, which made it the best birria pizza in town. But I'm going to show you that guy. Listener at a remote, can you play my new song on the radio? It's radio friendly. And then from your time. That's a shitty radio jock right there. I love that guy or girl. Nobody knows who this person is, but
it's radio friendly.
It's because of this page right here that I have my own show. By the way, yeah, it was shitty radio jock that shared a video of my old show. Yes, that caused a shitstorm.
All the shenanigans.
Yes, and fast forward, now we're here. All right. So, yeah, this is essentially going to be the logo, or I feel like we're going to incorporate this in our album cover, EP cover somehow, some way on Spotify. Everything's got to be AI in this project for Rap GPT. It just makes sense, right? So, that's what Rico and I look like via AI.
But I did not type in Macho Man Randy Savage as a reference point for yours. It just turned out that way.
Okay, so you did not see any of these pics. These are the pics here, Powers. That's on my page. Thank you for paying attention to my Instagram page, and thank you for the like. But
you just got done saying how busy he was. He doesn't have time for looking at other people's Instagrams.
Whatever. He's putting together stories and reels and shit. I see it. So, oh yeah. Okay. So well, good. Because we do have to shoot the music video for Naked Pizza, and Kat Rumbly is going to be moving here soon. So we got to get on it quick because she's willing to wear a pizza bikini and do this video.
If she leaves, I'll do it.
Okay. Well, I was going to put pepperonis on my nipples, but no, I needed something that's more clickbaity. We need a hot chick in a bikini in a rap video, dude. Like that's just rap video
Rico.
101.
He just said you can't get clickbait. Wow.
No, you can, dude.
Wow.
No, trust me. We're gonna oil you up. You're gonna look fine, and I'm sure you're gonna get some ladies clicking on it. That's great. But it's the dudes that are the thirst mongers. They're the ones that are gonna double click when they see a cat in a pizza bikini singing Naked Pizza. So I mean, I know how the internet works a little bit. I have some traction. Hell, I'm going viral on Facebook right now as we speak, son.
Thanks to us. What is it? Stripper outfit? Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks to that stripper outfit. Yes. 10 knows what's up. We're going to have 10. 10, if you're able to come in next week, because all next week we're going to be counting down the days till WrestleMania, as the world burns, going to be on that show at the Rialto, as well as a stack lineup. So we're going to have a bunch of great local bands in studio all next week, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And so 10, it's been a minute, man. So if you want to come in, make sure you do so. And I believe I sent Powers an invite, but he's probably already working on that Rap GPT logo, and I appreciate it. But yeah, how you been, Todd? How was Disneyland?
We went to Universal Studios. Hence
good choice.
The Mario Brothers, the see the mushrooms up in the background up there.
Nice. Yeah,
but it was great. And I am spoiled for theme parks forever now.
Because you've been
a man with a gigantic mustache named Al.
Okay, so we're talking with Todd Marley on Rock 102.1 KFMA. The podcast broadcast is live, youtube.com/Beef Vegan. Just came back from Universal Studios. So what did this man with a giant mustache named Al do to spoil you?
Me and my wife, we got there, and we're very weak-willed people. We have no patience. So as soon as we hit the first line to even get into the building, some guy was doing a hard sale on trying to get people on the VIP tour, and we signed up for it immediately just to bypass the very first line we hit. It's absolutely worth it. If you ever go out to Universal Hollywood, folks, spend the extra $250 a person, get the tour. You will touch everything. We went down to, and let me tell you, the Super Mario World that they have on there is the single most overstimulating place I have ever been in my life. And I smoke things and play video games for a living.
Yeah, that's true. That's a pretty good endorsement there. That's awesome. All right. Well, that's Todd Marley. He's joining us on the podcast broadcast stream. We got a jam-packed podcast broadcast for you. You can join the conversation, youtube.com/Beef Vegan, or keep it right here because your TMI Top 5 is coming up after the latest from Avenged Sevenfold. Here's Nobody on Rock 102.1. Clear.
And so you hit up the Harry Potter land.
Hit up Harry Potter. Let me tell you. So the extra $250 to get in for the VIP package, and we got Al. By chance, you just get assigned to us with another group, and he takes us around. He's like, "We're gonna touch everything. You stick with me all day. We're gonna hit every single ride in the park, or if you want to, you just peel off." And we did at the end of the day because we had a reservation at the Toadstool Cafe. The only way you got in was by reservation, and you had to get the reservation right away at the top of the day because it filled up right away. But it was all absolutely worth it. Al was fantastic. He had a mustache that went out to here.
Did you say bail out? Like you can just be like, all right, we're done with you.
Yeah, we're like, Al, we're done.
Right,
we're
Al.
done. We got to go. Because you already had the VIP passes. That was an unlimited fast pass to everything. And because we went during the week before Memorial Day weekend, it was all pretty quiet. It was just a bunch of like high schools coming in throwing parties for their seniors.
Nice. Yeah. So you picked a good weekend to actually go out there and do it.
Go on a weekday.
Good week.
But went through and touched every single ride. But that wasn't even the best part about it because it was lunch. It's always about the food.
Yeah.
And if you've ever been to a Universal or a Disney, you can get your food after you stand in the first line to wait to order. Then you wait to get your food. And then you got to find a place to sit. We had reserved seats in the 3 broomsticks.
We
had our own cashier that brought us our food. It was the best part of the whole thing in Universal to not have to fight with anybody for any space at all.
The pores.
Here you go.
Real quick, Chen, as far as your question, not too many. I don't want to overdo it because, it doesn't do us any good to have a bunch of people in studio who can't be heard on microphones. I only got 2 microphones. So,
but if they're hot babes, we can get like remote microphones.
Yeah,
we'll make it work.
We'll put them in the background and shit. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm very limited in what I'm able to pull off and stuff. So, especially if you're coming on day that it's Jonathan's birthday, because Jonathan's going to come in, and Jonathan's kind of soft-spoken as is, so it's difficult to get him, for a guy who's Johnny Two Mics and sings and screams for a living, to get him close up onto the microphone speaking loudly enough on the show is sometimes challenging, and then add 10 people into the equation, it's almost impossible. So try not to bring the entire entourage, but
draw straws.
Yeah, play it by ear, dude. Because everyone's welcome there. I want to show one more thing here real quick. I want to give a shout out and well wishes to Robert from Late to the Party. We all know Robert. He's been on the show several times, part of the fam. Unfortunately, he had a health scare and he's back in the hospital here. And let's see. I'm going to show you here. This is Robert. He had some rectal bleeding. And I'm sure he'll explain what's going on here in a little bit. But they also have, with everything that's happening, going back to the hospital a bunch of times, it adds up as far as financially. So they got like a GoFundMe. If you guys have any extra dough, you want to help Robert out, make sure you follow them. official late to the party, and there's links there for the GoFundMe to kind of just get him going, so he could get back on his feet. So he was discharged from the hospital, and then like 4 hours later, he had to return back to the hospital. So it sucks. And he just got back from Nashville. You never know when it's going to happen and stuff. Of course, we got a lot of love for Robert and Vanessa. So
yeah, get well, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's see. 15 seconds here before we get on the air. We're going to do TMI Top 5, and then I see your slideshow all stocked up. I'm looking forward to checking that out here in a minute, Todd. Okay? All right, let's do this. Rock 102.1. That is the very experimental Avenged Sevenfold with Nobody. I was actually just listening to M Shadow's recent interview talking about the process of what they did to organically put this album together. And they really went to their roots on that, but at the same time experimented with hallucinogens to try to create different sounds, but make sure not to incorporate too much technology to not make it feel like it's a real organic music project. I mean, there's better ways to describe it. M Shadows definitely does a good job. Yeah, but you get the gist. I am actually excited to hear the rest of this album now. At first, I was a little weary because I'm like, you're telling me you did drugs for 7 years to make an album? That could be a hit or miss situation. A lot of times it's a miss. But, now that I'm listening and that song Nobody's growing on me, I'm getting more and more excited. And I'm like, okay, maybe they will create something timeless, which is obviously a goal of any band that puts together a large body of work. So with that said, be on the lookout for that release. I'm sure Razor knows when that's going to happen. Let's get into your TMI Top 5. Here's your top 5 headlines. Too little time. First headline here. Anti-woke crusaders are now canceling Chick-fil-A. Which is odd. This is Chick-fil-A, of course, was canceled by the left because of their, anti-gay donations of the founder from Chick-fil-A. Now they're being canceled by the right because they're not anti-gay enough. Because 3 years ago, they hired a vice president of diversity, equality, and inclusion. And it's unclear why it's a problem now, but it seems to have started with a guy on Twitter. Usually the case, right? That
every time
is that guy.
It's the diversity. Get the pitchforks.
I know. I mean, speaking of which, Target right now is in a free fall as far as their stock market value. $13 billion has been wiped off of their value over the last 13 days, all because they were trying to sell bathing suits that include a little tuck pouch. And then they reversed that course after they got backlash from it. But it's crazy to me, the power of people who are upset. That's what it is. It's just a group of people, not even a large group of people, but the vocal minority that are upset about something can wipe off $13 billion from a conglomerate like Target. Doesn't make sense to me. Meanwhile, I'm like, a little tuck pouch and stuff. That would be good for women to wear and then like hide their money and their drugs in. You know what I mean? It's like a little tuck pouch.
Not that kind of tucking.
Well, I'm just saying it's essentially like a hidden pocket.
They should have hired you. Be like, that was the whole thing. That was the meaning the whole time.
Right. I'm like,
come on.
It's not just, exclusive to women that have, phalluses. I'm saying it could be worn by women with vaginas as well. And they can hide stuff in there and no cop is going to search that area. They're not allowed to. See? Follow me for more criminal hacks. All right. In a recent poll, 21% of Americans say they consider themselves a spender, while 33% consider themselves a saver, while 41% claim they're both and don't understand the question. All right. City in the Netherlands had to put up signs at a new beach reminding people that while they can be naked, they can't actually have sex, which ruins all the fun in the nude beach, to be honest with you. Yeah.
90% of them are old naked people.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to see that.
I'll tell you what, as somebody who has had sex on the beach, highly don't recommend it. It gets kind of painful. That sand gets everywhere. Yeah, and then the next thing you know, it's like sandpaper. Not cool. Have you ever self-loved with sandpaper, Rico?
I dabbled in high school.
Okay, yeah. And not a fan or massive fan?
Not a fan.
Okay, good. I'm like, you must have shiny wood. All right. Have you ever forgot elements of a concert that you're super excited to see? There's some science backing up the idea of post-concert amnesia. This has actually been happening a lot of Taylor Swift concerts.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because these women who stand Taylor so hard, And that concert's so long that they literally forget entire songs, just completely amnesia for it. Meanwhile, there are women who are so fanatic about Taylor Swift that they are grown-ass women. They're wearing adult diapers to go to the concert so they don't have to go to the bathroom and miss a single song. Yeah, now a lot of these women are attractive women. And just keep in mind, though, if you're dating a woman who is a fan of Taylor Swift, she's probably nasty and pees herself. And finally, they say this is a wedding hack, but I think this is cheap and tacky, so I'm going to call this a wedding tack. A woman saved the leftovers from her sister's wedding, froze them, and then served them at her own wedding 8 months later.
Ah,
I know.
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
gross.
I know. If you think that's gross, just wait till you hear what she did on her honeymoon.
And at a Taylor Swift concert.
Nah. All right. There's your TMI top 5. Keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/Beef Vegan. Your single song takeover is coming up next. Also, we got Sabbath. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. Glad you like some of those jokes there, Todd. All right. Even though that last one didn't make sense at all, but I was thinking super grotesque, like the sister banged the sister's new husband or something.
What?
Like
You had to get through all the gross things before you got to a reasonable joke? Weird.
No, I did reasonable jokes before I got to the gross thing.
I don't know if that was, you could call that joke reasonable or a joke.
What are you talking about? Okay, the 21% of Americans that consider themselves a spender.
No, just the last one.
Yeah. No, I'm saying I had some pretty good jokes going on.
No, before that you were fine. No.
Thank you. I do appreciate
You
it.
made
Not
fun
here
of
to
my
break
shiny
down every
wood.
single joke that you're doing. No.
Oh, look at this guy.
That was Al.
You're
That's
not
Al.
lying about that mustache,
Al.
man. That's a fucking mustache.
And
right
like,
there.
I'm not a very tall person to begin with. I'm only 5'8", and Al was, so finding Al in a crowd was, you would think, difficult.
That
as
is
a
very
tour
true.
guide,
You are not a tall man, and Al is literally straight from the lollipop land.
Right, exactly. I mean, he was a short man, but we could always find him because you'd see the dude, this mustache, just flopping around on the sides. Super easy to find there. And also, Mario Brothers Checkpoint.
Nice.
But the whole thing was very.
Were you able to jump up and touch the top of that flagpole, or you're not allowed to?
That
do
one, no, couldn't reach out and touch that one, but there was no shortage of things to touch.
Okay. Well, in a post-COVID world, I still don't recommend it.
It
Look at
was
that.
a heavy use of hand sanitizer day, I will admit.
Okay.
But all of those like question blocks that are out there, if it was in reach, there was a thing underneath that you could smack and hit. And if you had the wristband to go with the park.
I was going to
that
ask
little
how
kid
many
down
kids
there.
had concussions from trying to jump and hit blocks with their heads.
Yeah, some of them you couldn't do that. My one complaint about the whole thing with this kid right here, see how he has Mario's cappy on there? You could not get that in Universal that day. Their merch was just like the leftovers. They had not re-upped since opening.
You got to keep them wanting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we'd see people like that. We asked a couple people where they found theirs and be like, oh, we went to Universal Japan.
No biggie.
No
Yeah,
biggie.
That's a humble brag, big time. Yeah.
So, but otherwise, super overstimulating experience.
Did they have a Bowser guy come out? Like, did they dress up?
Bowser was the main boss battle in the Mario Kart ride, which was augmented reality. It was just a dark ride. It didn't have any ups and downs and any of that. But it did, your cart spun and then you put on a goofy Mario hat and then had a visor that magneted to it. And all of it would be augmented reality. So you'd see your shells and you'd be told to turn and you'd be able to look and aim and shoot things. And it kept your score in an app and kept track of you and gave you stickers in this Nintendo fashion. As
So if you were a kid in Mario Kart on like, GameCube or whatever, and then you might suck at this one instead.
You would definitely suck. They do not translate at all. It is a different experience.
Horrible.
Right. Please welcome Powers to the stream. Good morning, Powers.
What up? Can
What
you hear
up?
me? Is it all right?
You're here.
Yeah, you're good. Let's see.
More
So what's going on?
So, firstly, nice trying to mock me. This event is in the mall. The bus is in the mall. It'll be I'm driving
in the mall.
the cat, so I'll be wearing my suit in nice air conditioning all week. So it's gonna be a good
That's
time.
good. I wasn't mocking you. I wasn't mocking you, but obviously I look at that as the first worst case scenario. Like shit, that's gonna be hot, dude. You've been hot dressing up and doing your shit here in the past month and a half, right? Because you've been all over the place and fully dressed.
Last week was pretty hot, and I took the jacket off for some of it.
There you
go. I was like, that's finally it. Got to take this jacket off. I'm done. It's too much.
I'm shocked you don't have like some internal like air conditioning unit thing built in.
Right.
It's surprising.
Yeah, we're gonna look at Power's calendar, but I want to get on the air real quick to do the single song takeover. It's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. Earlier this morning, Rico posted our single song takeover call to action. We basically asked our listeners, and reminded them that in the 9 o'clock hour, I get the luxury, and this is a luxury that many DJs across the entire nation do not get. Am I wrong, Powers?
You are not wrong.
Yeah. So, I've bent the rules so many times that they compromise, and they're like, dude, okay, if you stop messing with our playlist, we will allow you to play one song you're choosing each and every day. And I want to be able to share that power. It's a great responsibility that our listeners should be able to experience as well and bring back the old school requests, right? So we threw out this call to response on our Instagram page and our Facebook page saying, hey, what is a song that you'd love to hear on the radio? And we got many great suggestions. I could only play one per day. And I want to start it off with Jose's request because I thought he did a fantastic job requesting Against Me's Stop. It's seriously an energetic banger. And I forgot about this song and how much I love it. So I want to play it for you. It's our single song takeover. Shout out to Jose. Thank you for requesting it. If you want to add to our list, head over to the Rock 1 2.1 Facebook page and comment below that official post. Or if you're on Instagram, same deal. Here's Stop by Against Me on Rock 1 2.1 KFMA.
It's a bop.
Yeah, I'm going to actually jam this for a second, and we'll be right back. Earlier this morning, we did Morning Moron. You know how it goes, so check it out. Rock 102.1 KFMA is Beef Vegan presents. It's now 6:17 and time for your Morning Moron. Let's do this. Now, Rico saw this mug shot, and he's like, who's this, Harley Quinn? And I'm like, that's a dude. He's like, oh, got me.
Dude looks like a villain.
Yes, this dude, 25-year-old guy from North Carolina, definitely looks like a comic book villain. And it did something comical in committing a felony. Now, you remember back in, I know that you posted throwback pictures of you and your brother being all excited about getting a Nintendo, right?
Classic.
Yeah,
the
classic.
N64 photo. Yep.
Yeah. What was some of the fun games you used to play from the first run of Nintendo?
Wave Race, Mario, GoldenEye, obviously.
Yeah. Did you have the Nintendo that came with Duck Hunt?
Oh, Nintendo.
Oh,
yeah,
Nintendo.
Dude, that's why I have so many anger issues nowadays.
Absolutely, right? So
yeah.
Duck Hunt was a classic game, and if you're under the age of 25 and you don't really know what Duck Hunt was, that was the first, a first-person shooter game that we had, where we had an actual gun, we'd point it at the screen, and we'd just kill ducks all day long.
And if you missed, a dog laughed at you.
Yes, that's very factual. Now, the thing is with that Nintendo gun is that even though it was trademark gray and red, it still kind of looked like a real Glock or, a gun in a way.
Yeah.
Not that realistic, but if you painted it black, you could kind of deceive people in thinking that's a real gun. And the reason why I know this for a fact is because a 25-year-old in today's Morning Moron named David robbed a convenience store on Tuesday afternoon with a plastic Duck Hunt gun. He painted it black, and so it wasn't that obvious. I mean, that little little glass reflector at the tip might have been something that is showcased, but people were nervous. They were scared. It's unclear if David knew what the gun was, because he's young. He probably didn't even know what game it was attached to, and I'm hoping the cord wasn't still attached to it.
I was going to say the cord hanging out.
He probably bought it thinking it was a real gun. Now, again, the game was way before his time, but maybe he just found it while he was living in his parents' basement or something. Anyways, the robbery was successful momentarily. David showed the gun and took $300 from the register, but the clerk called the cops and they found David down the street and arrested him because he didn't have a getaway car or nothing. He just was kind of walking with a Duck Hunt gun. And I'll show you the mugshot in the podcast broadcast where he does look like a blue-haired Harley Quinn. And yeah, that's pretty much it on the Morning Moron. So the recap, some guns are for games, and you want to, play those fun games. Don't F around and try to play some real life games where there's real life consequences. David here is going to go to prison for a long time because he ducked around and found out. And for that, David is our morning one. I knew I would make you pop with that, Powers. I knew. I was like, I told Rico right after that segment, I was like, that entire segment was saved by that one line. So,
I almost just ran and got my zapper from the other room, just be like, because I got one.
Yeah. All right, so what were you sharing with us real quick? Because then we got to get the coaches in, and I'm going to put you guys backstage, and we're just going to do a quick segment for them, and then we'll be back with you guys to wrap things up. But okay, so what were you saying, Powers?
So the whole month of June, I'm going to be at the Tucson Mall with the Comic Book Mobile every single Saturday. I'm doing a fun art party type of thing. Every Sunday, I'm teaching how to draw comics, some version of comic books, comic strips, or comic lettering. If you click the event, you can see the whole calendar. But that's what's up. So I'm super excited. Artist in residence is kind of a big deal, and it'll be a real opportunity to get the Comic Book Mobile out in front of thousands of people at the mall. It's going to be the window display. And I'm actually going to finally do the thing where I'm going to draw on the Comic Book Mobile on the bus and make it look like a line art came to life. So,
nice.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of fun.
Yeah, dude, you're getting busy as hell, dude. So now you got the whole month of June booked up, and now we're are you starting to get July going on yet?
July, I got Mega Mania is a Comic-Con at the library. That's about halfway through the month. And also I've got the 4th of July I'm hosting for the town of Oro Valley. Fireworks are back this year, so that's exciting. So it's plenty of fun.
Nice. Yep. Well, if you're asking yourself why haven't you seen Powers around, it's because the guy's like super busy working 30 hours a day. But I do like that heads up. All right, I'm putting you backstage, Powers, the Todd as well, and we're gonna have you back on the show here in just a little bit. Rico, can you go grab our guests real quick, please? It's gonna be Kelly and I believe Scott from FC Tucson, and this should be right out there in the lounge, and so we'll have that going on. And of course, we're talking professional soccer action. We got Kelly, the head coach of the women's soccer team. And I believe, hey, what's going on? Grab a seat, grab a seat. And Rico, if you could set them up with the headphones there as well, I appreciate it. We're going to be live here on the air about 1:45. And then we're also live on our stream as well. So I'll be able to show you that. You said Scott was your name or Jeff? Jeff.
But listen, feel free to just defer to Kelly. I can be a potted plant, or I can be an entertainer, whatever.
Jeff, you're part of the crew, dude. Yeah, you're good.
I are both.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, grab a pair of headphones.
Absolutely. And you're Jeff. You're chairman, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, bro.
Of the FC football organization, FC Tucson organization.
Good. Thank you. You got it.
Nice. All right. Well, let me get you here.
Listen to that deep voice in the headset, man. Wow.
Yeah, you like that?
Ladies wild.
I try. That is until I do the video stream, and then you're just like, man, all right, I'm over it.
I will confirm that statement.
But welcome to the show for the very first time. But I feel like, Kelly, have you been the head coach for the FC Tucson women's team for a while now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Yeah, this is our 4th season. We were out for COVID 2020.
Yes. Okay. So that's where I recognize you from. I'm sure we did. I was on the Frank show for as his producer for a few years there. So I'm sure we did some Zoom calls during pandemic.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. And now we're back in studio, which is good.
Thank you.
And getting people back in the stands, which is even better, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And FC Tucson has been doing well here in town, and people getting excited about professional soccer action.
Yes, absolutely. We're very excited with all the stuff coming up.
Nice.
Not only our season, but the future of professional soccer here.
Well, you're gonna have to fill me in on a bunch of stuff because I'm a novice, but I am very curious. So let's get right on the air. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. In studio, we got very special guests. We have Kelly, who is the women's head coach of the FC Tucson. FC Tucson. We've been giving away tickets for their fantastic games live here for both men and women's games all through the week and for several weeks. And we also got Jeff, who is the chairman of FC Tucson. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
No problem. Now, of course, we're here to talk professional football action, and I mean soccer, but football is the best way to say it. And we are in the Sonoran Desert, and that's the way that I think most people would prefer to refer that as. But I mean, do you find yourself, Kelly? Coming out swinging with hard hitting questions. Do you find yourself always in like that predicament of not knowing whether to say soccer or football, depending on who you're talking to?
No, I usually just stick to soccer. A lot of people are going to ask me otherwise since we're here.
Right.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What's your background, Kelly? Because you've been the head coach of the women's soccer team for 4 years here for FC Tucson. But, I'm sure that you kind of, you grew up playing at what region of the country did you grow up in?
I was born and raised here.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. And did you go to college and play soccer in college?
I played 2 years at Pima.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? That's actually kind of shocking to me because it seems like, usually people who are prominent in soccer and professional soccer are from East Coast regions, it's soccer is still very huge in East Coast. I'm thinking New Jersey and that area. You get a lot of great professional soccer players from back east. And here on the West Coast, I could be mistaken, but it doesn't seem as prominent. Am I wrong?
Well, I think it's grown quite a bit. I think it's all over now and pretty diverse. Even at the university there and locally, there's a lot of players coming in from the West Coast. So there's a lot of solid, talented players, I think, all over. Nice.
Yeah. Well, what's the record standing for the women's team for this season? Where we're at right now?
Well, our home opener is tomorrow at 7 o'clock at Keno.
So, yeah, you're batting 1,000.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good right now.
Yes. I would submit that we are undefeated.
Yes, we're undefeated.
Nice.
That's fantastic. Congratulations so far. You're on undefeated streak. So that's why we're in is because we're talking about the home opener that's happening tomorrow. That's great. I'm glad I'm getting notes sent to me and stuff from my
Oh, she just said undefeated. We're like, we're doing great.
Yeah. Keep it at that.
Yeah.
But that's fantastic. So, going into the home opener, what are you excited about with this squad this year leading into the season?
It's exciting. We have a lot of new faces, but we also have a ton of returners. We like to keep it as local as possible. And that continues to be what happens. A lot of girls continue to come back. I think the experience that FC Tucson provides and the atmosphere, and I don't know if you've been out to Keno, but the fields are impeccable. By far the best place in town, or even the state probably, that we have the opportunity to play on every single day is awesome. And we're blessed for that. So we're excited. Our fans are great. We have a lot of loyal, consistent fans over the years, and we're just looking forward to getting out there and performing.
Well, I work with the Tucson Roadrunners, right? So AHL hockey and stuff. And you see here in Tucson, locally, the fan base, the season ticket holders, the core group are very passionate core group, and then kind of just seeing it grow each and every year. And then, that's where we're at as a city, is essentially building these clubs to say, hey, we have professional athletes here in town. We have hungry athletes that are, working very hard to make it to that next level. And you could see them and at a very hipster, I love the bands that are on their way up, right? Yep. That are the buzz bands that are performing 110% each and every night, as opposed to the headliners of the festivals who are phoning it in. That essentially is my comparison to seeing like FC Tucson. You got a bunch of hungry athletes that are very skilled. They're coming into the prime of their career, and they want to prove something. They got a chip on their shoulder, and they're out there to outplay everybody on the field. Am I wrong?
No, I think that's definitely part of it. And it's also a really cool opportunity for post-college players, because a lot of these girls come back, and that's how I started playing, actually, after all three of my kids were born. Got to go back out and have an opportunity to be in that team environment again and to compete at a high level. So I think that's why a lot of the post-college players come as well.
Super mom too. Was it difficult to get your cardio back up after 3 kids? Because when soccer, it's like 60 minutes, you're running back and forth the whole time. I'm getting winded just thinking about it.
And it's actually 90. And so,
90,
right? Yeah, it's definitely hard. That's the biggest hurdle we have to cross, is getting everyone fit in that short time.
As a coach, what's the first, what do you call it? The training thing that you make your players do to get them in shape?
There's a lot of different things. We try to do a lot of hidden fitness, fitness with the ball. You don't want to just put them on the line and run them constantly, or they won't show up the next day.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, getting them fit is always a challenge, but they're all really hardworking and, like you said, eager to get out there and perform.
Yeah. And now, is there like a tryout period for? I know that we're going to start the season here soon. We're going to be talking about the home opener here in a second. But each and every season, is there local tryouts for players to be, or people to potentially be players on your team?
Yeah, there's an open tryout. We had it actually on Mother's Day morning.
Nice.
And yeah, super.
Oh, yeah. For mom of 3, I know.
Just kidding. Wake up at 5. No, it's an open trial for anybody, all ages. We have anyone from high school age kids, like I said, to post college, and with careers and being mothers and anything in between. So it's kind of an open trial all season, though, if anyone can come and go as they please, because it's a revolving roster. So it's not the same locked in roster all season. So we welcome anybody.
Nice. Cool. So if you are out there and you're playing soccer, as an amateur, it's just a passion of yours, and you play it frequently, and you want to be a part of FC Tucson's women's team, then where do they got to go? The website to find more information or for potential future tryouts?
Yeah, well, they could come out and contact. We train out at Keno Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and they could reach out to Charlie McCabe, who's on staff, or myself, and I think our contact information is all over the website. Excellent.
All right, well, tell me about this home opener that you got going on.
Yeah, we're playing El Paso Surf tomorrow, 7:00 at Keno. Really excited. It's our division's pretty competitive, and all of our players are arriving yesterday, today, and even a couple tomorrow on game day. So we're excited. It's a solid group, and we're excited to show everybody what we got.
Excellent. I love it. Well, Keno Stadium, a night game, underneath
under the
bright lights.
Yep.
Exactly. That's a good time. And that's going to be Friday night, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. for the home opener. And you're going to have tons of games I know that we're going to be talking about. And I wish you the best in all of the entire season.
Thank you.
The end goal for FC Tucson is, what is the cup or the championship that you're trying to play for?
For the women's side, we have 8 games, 4 at home, 4 away.
Okay.
And actually this season, I believe we have the potential of possibly hosting playoffs for the first time.
Nice.
So that's our goal right now, is, game by game, day by day, but to be successful in the end and have that chance to host at Keno.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, best of luck and going 8-0 this season and hosting and having that home advantage. You guys can see the undefeated women's FC Tucson at their home opener tomorrow night at Keno Stadium, 7 p.m. We're going to be giving away tickets for that here shortly, and tomorrow as well. And of course, you could just go to fctucson.com for more information on that. All right.
Thank you.
And Jeff, thanks for joining us as well. I know I've been focusing on Kelly, but I appreciate you popping in.
It is hard not to focus on Kelly. I think we're all agreeing. So you've committed no sin there.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming in. FC Tucson's home opener for the women's teams against El Paso is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So hope to see you there. We're going to hit the reset on FM side. Be back with your beef tip after these words. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA.
See you all week.
Excellent. Thank you guys so much for coming in.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
You. If you have time to work it in, we have a Star Wars night on Saturday, and we have Lucasfilms has sanctioned, approved us to have 20 Star Wars characters, right? It's a big deal.
20.
Yeah, so that's not at Kelly's game. That's at our game Saturday at 7:30.
Oh, yeah. No,
I just didn't want to interrupt her and throw that in there.
Oh, you're good. No, and we've been giving out FC Tucson tickets for the men's all week long with, that's the selling point. So I definitely mentioned the Star Wars for sure.
For the kids, man. I mean, they're going to get up close and personal. And the fact that,
of adults that are going to
oh, that's true. Because we literally went back and forth on this for weeks to get Lucasfilms to approve it. I mean, it's a sanctioned thing. So kind of cool. Well, awesome, guys.
I know it's crazy that the process they put you through, but at the end of the day, they usually say yes. Roadrunners do the same thing. Star Wars night's one of the biggest nights of the season. It's always great to do a Star Wars night.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that Star Wars night and like Harry Potter night sometimes is a good one. But yeah, the theme nights, people love going out for that stuff. So
there's a lot of adults that get into it too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shockingly so. You're like, not enough kids in here.
Yeah. I know. It's all 45-year-olds.
Dressed up.
I don't know. I would call them adults, but no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
You're absolutely right. Did
you get caught self-loving by your mom?
Awkward.
It is awkward.
Did you do something that got you fired from your job?
I just get stupider.
It's fun being stupid.
Don't hide this in vain. Let us laugh at your pain. Call 600-KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
Yes, it's time for another edition of Your F My Life. These are unfortunate situations. Email it to me at beefvegan@kfma.com, subject line FML. But of course, if you have an F My Life you care to share on the air, you can give us a call 600-KFMA, 600-5362. And Rico and I will weigh in on your F My Life situation. And if we agree your life is F, we'll hook you up with tickets for Iration at the Rialto Theater. Are you ready, Rico?
Ready.
All right. First email sent to me by Jason. He said, today I did an actual double take when my son complained about having to block the phone number of his most recent one-night stand when she got pregnant. And he said, but luckily he gave her a fake name so he doesn't have to delete his Facebook. Is it an F My Life that I, like, what was I, 0 for 3 in some of these questions? Let's go to the scorecard. Let's go to our judges here.
Anybody that played FIFA for 1 year is like, dude
what are you doing?
In my fucking defense, dude, I had no heads up whatsoever. And I feel bad because Kelly even just informed me that she's a listener of the show. She listens to the show with her kids and in the car, and then I apologize to her. But, it's a big deal. And Diego, the sales guy, gave me zero information. Zero.
He knew what he was doing.
FC Tucson's coming in. Okay. What do we got? Two people. Okay. Okay. All right. I got a time. And
how long is a soccer match?
Yeah, exactly. So I was wrong on that.
How many innings?
The exercise, thank you for that as well. Yeah, like hey, what's your name? And then even like I was told, and I do this all the time with names, but I was told Jeff's name and I immediately was like, sounds like Scott to me.
You look like a Scott. And Sandra, good talk.
You were great.
I assume you play professionally. Yeah.
Even
so is it like a Pee-wee league?
Yeah, there's a lot of hurdles you got to jump over, and swing and a miss, another at bat. I'm like, all these analogies are not soccer. They're all sports, but none of them were soccer.
I know.
Then Star Wars came in to save like Han Solo. We're like, oh.
Transparently not familiar with soccer, obviously.
Same, I'm the same. It's okay.
Yeah.
At the same time, we've been giving away tickets nonstop. I guess that's to all the men's games, and this is the kickoff to the ladies' season. Is that what we're figuring out?
In fairness, sure.
Yeah. What's your record at? Well, our home opener's tomorrow. Fucking great. Fucking great.
I'm like, I was just checking,
Yeah.
I got you.
That was a test for
you.
you.
That was a test for you. Make sure you know what you're talking
you
about.
You were paying attention to your career, because I am. I know. So good. Thanks, Diego. Thanks, fucking Diego. I'm gonna text him angrily later. Remind me that, Rico. Like, and she listens to the show, so I'm extra dick. Like, well, thank you, but
she'll come in next time with the cheat sheet for you.
Like,
these are the things.
And JJ, thank you. I am recovering well. Finally, it did last a couple weeks, and that sucked. And now Weirdo definitely is suffering with this. She went to the urgent care yesterday. She should be okay for tomorrow. So fingers crossed. We did yesterday. It was basically me and Valdez doing the show, which was fun. But and then later on, then we had Zoe for the podcast broadcast, which is amazing because she's been showing so much love. I did the show open today, which we had technical issues because this keyboard wasn't working. Did you use the studio yesterday, Powers?
I did.
Yeah. Okay. So anyways, so I had technical difficulties getting things set up. And so I didn't record the show open, but I opened the show talking about how stoked I was because Cradle of Fucking Filth shared my post. So I am currently on Cradle of Filth's Instagram page, which has over 300,000 followers, mind you. But this is a big deal because, you've heard me talk about Cradle of Filth before. I'm like,
usually it's about your apartment, but.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so for them showing that, and then I would just hope that, again, I keep talking about my buddy Truitt from back in the day. I haven't talked to Truitt in over 20 years. And I assume that he's a serial killer in prison at this point. He was a scary dude. But He was a massive Cradle of Filth fan, and that's the only reason why I have a familiarity and enjoyed their first couple albums. It's because of Truett. And I'm sure if he's still around and he's following them on Instagram, maybe he recognized me and be like, that son of a bitch.
He took my thunder.
He took my thunder. I'm the one who told him about Cradle of Filth. Yes.
Wait, can we talk about it was a very, very polite picture you took with her. Almost too polite.
You did the Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, well, okay,
Keanu
so
Reeves hand was this far away.
Yes, that was a little too much of the Keanu Reeves hand, and I'm glad you brought that up, Powers. And we're back here live on Rock 102.1 KFMA talking about how Cradle of Filth shared a post from Zoe and I yesterday, which I'm super stoked about. But with Cradle of Filth, I'm going to pull up their Instagram page here so you could see the first comment of the picture they shared of myself with Zoe. And yes, when I take pictures with women, I do the Keanu. Manny pointed this out on the Facebook page. He knows, you guys know exactly what I'm doing. Ever since it became viral, that Keanu Reeves, when he takes pictures with fans and female fans in particular, his hands are always out. Like his arms are around whoever's he's in the picture with, but his hands out. So that way you could see the hand. So it's not like creepy touching or taking advantage of his popularity or any of that, right? And I've seen situations where if you can't see the hand, then people could assume, well, maybe the hand is low, trying to touch a butt. Maybe it's up high, wherever the case. And I just felt like, hey, that is a great, smart way to take a picture and also make whoever might be a fan of yours that want to take a picture with you feel as comfortable as possible. And that's at the end of the day, that I'd rather be like, yeah, let's take a picture. I love taking a picture with people. And I want you to know, like, yeah, you know, like this is a friendly interaction, no other intentions. Right?
Just so there's no confusion, I usually stand 10 feet behind the person.
Yeah, I just
from the back.
Okay.
You know, in the other room and sneak over their shoulder.
Oh, you know what? In fact, actually, they deleted the comment. So here's the picture right here. But a woman from Australia actually commented on there, and she's like, she's like, I hate to see how guys are doing this now. It looks so awkward that their hands out. It does look awkward that my hand is that far out. And it wasn't awkward at all that I was standing on a ladder.
First
at the time
with the technique, you got to refine it in a little bit.
If you have the horns out, that'd be awesome.
It's not even close to the first time of that technique. In fact, if you look through my photos, I've been doing this now for a couple of years. There isn't a photo of me with a guest or a female fan or hell, even like my daughter. You don't see my hand out to the side. It's just something I do now. I don't even think about it. I'm just making sure. Maybe I'm so concerned that because I come off sometimes as creepy on the air, I don't want to be misconstrued visually as creepy. Does that make sense?
Fair.
Right.
I have to sometimes overcompensate just to be like, hey, you know, I'm legit. You know, yeah, I'll make sex jokes all day long on the radio for the sake of jokes and humor. But I'm not trying to cop a feel, you know.
The voice could be creepy, but the body has a restraining order.
Yeah. I have physical restraint, which is something a lot of people can't say, you know, in the entertainment industry. Danny Masterson, Armie Hammer, the list goes on and on. I mean, even just this week, people were on trial. So all those dudes.
They're all in the same courtroom.
I was gonna say that escalated quickly. That one guy eats people. I think that's a big deal, right?
Well, you know, it's funny. Yeah, you could eat people, but be found not guilty. So he was found not guilty. Armie Hammer.
Okay,
that old zombie fetish.
Yeah, Danny Masterson, on the other hand, guilty on 2 different charges. It could face life in prison. Yeah. Really? So yeah. They were thinking about giving him that 70 years. What, do you hate being my friend, Rico? The conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. I know. Hey, man.
We're not all right. We're not all right.
That's so funny.
Hello, butthole.
There's people who got that
I
joke.
might steal that.
Yeah.
Say something so funny and like, well, you don't like being my friend?
I don't put my hand on your shoulder in photos either.
I do not. I put it on your buttocks.
You do?
Yeah. And it's because we're friends. That's it too. Well, friend Pat. Good game.
Good game, coach.
Yeah. So what's your record this season?
Well, we haven't started yet. You're holding the plane controller, like, come on.
Son of a Limp Bizkit,
back
man.
up.
Yeah, it's funny. It is interesting to see that comment was deleted. It was the first comment I saw this morning, so possibly they deleted it.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then see.
It's just funny imagining a band called Cradle of Filth sitting there going like, it's a little too touchy.
Yeah. And look at they shared the clip too. So I mean, it hasn't translated to YouTube views yet, but you know, it's something. Oh, that's hot too. And that has nothing to do with me, but you know,
I'd keep my hand 10 inches away from her anytime.
Speaking of viral though, you know, and then so this week right off the bat, and I wanted to after the 3-day weekend. And actually, just the past couple of weeks, kind of feeling like been underperforming on marketing side of things. So I was like, you know, this week I definitely want to kind of, you know, do some posts that get some reach. And right off the bat, yeah, fucking knocked out of the park with Rachel
Davenport.
Did you see this post name that I did? Powers, are you paying attention to the Facebook page? This is Rachel.
Yes, very much.
Yeah. You know, well, because I'm smart enough to know the algorithm on Facebook. If you're showing ass, you're going to get more people to see the pictures. And right now, it's at
over 500.
Over 500 reactions, 121 shares, 193 comments. And if you look here, this is something that you guys can't see. 39,000 people reached on the latest there, which I tagged myself on as well. So I'm
gonna Photoshop you in the background.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm sorry. And you know what's great about this?
Not touching her.
Doing the hand thing behind
her. I think the best part of this picture, and I want to show this in the comments. I was so impressed and also shocked because I'm looking at this, and of course it's obvious. You look at the, you know, the ass and everything, and like pretty girl. So, and then there's a fountain in the background. I didn't pay too much attention to it, right? Mm-hmm. Then there was a mom, like literally like a pretty and also conservative looking woman in her 30s named Alex, who gave the comment of the century. Then other people started saying the same thing, but essentially she was like, and I want to try to pull this up. There's so many different comments.
I saw that. I was laughing.
Yeah, she's like, oh, she went up. Oh, she was only positioned. This is the comment. She goes, I just wish she was like a half of a higher on the pole. It would set this picture off, right? So talking about super squirt, it's a squirt joke, right? Like, which is hilarious. Whoa. And I would think any of our creepy guys on KFMA would do this, but I want to show you. This is Alex, real quick. Look at Alex. Like it's so perfect.
Alex.
Perfect soccer mom. And I was like, thank you. It just makes me feel better about myself to know that normal looking people out there are just as twisted as I am. I'm just more open about it.
It was a gold comment.
Oh, it was so good. So good.
She's not wrong.
She is not wrong. In fact, now I look at that picture a whole different way. I know. You know, I did want to get to, hold on, we're on there. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, but I did want to get to, you know, photo tips for guys because I'm here with my bro crew. I got Todd Marley on the stream. I got Powers on the stream. Got Rico here.
Yeah.
So getting into the beef tip, and I know that we're running out of time. There are photo rules that all guys should follow. And so I'm going to run through them real quick so you guys don't make these mistakes, okay? First and foremost, don't wear white because it'll wash you out, especially Todd's pale ass. All right. They say smile because, you know, you don't have to go all super cheesy, but women like it when men smile. It shows that you have teeth. And speaking of teeth, make sure you whiten your teeth. Bleaching strips are easy and convenient. Elevate. So keep the camera angle above you and elevate your chin so you could keep your chest out and your shoulders back. I do that a lot and I look fantastic. Light reflection. You got to do that. Hair, try the pics after you've only gotten a killer haircut so you don't look disheveled. And finally, facial hair. It could be your friend to the camera, adding that dimension to your facial structure and keeping light from reflecting as much. In fact, actually, growing a beard essentially was me growing a chin. Ever since then, I went from a 2 to a 6. So I suggest if you can grow facial hair, grow it, and then you're going to take better pictures because of it. And that is your beef tip for all my bro dudes out there. Speaking of which, thank you, Rico, as always, for joining us on this Thursday. Powers, Todd, good job as always. Thank you. It was good hanging out with you. For the rest of you guys, thanks so much. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have another jam-packed show. Weirdo will be in studio, and then we'll continue to give away tickets for Iration and Puddle of Mud. But for now, that's all the time, and I don't even have my outro song. So
when you wish
try to say fried, say rock local. I will knock on all your cheese. So wait, no motherfucker. All right, thanks for watching, guys.